When the disciples were in the boat with Jesus, they encountered a violent storm. They were terrified and thought they would die. But Jesus was asleep. So they went and woke him up. And he rebuked the winds and the sea, and it was calm. And they were filled with awe at his authority over nature. Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed to be going wrong? You felt like you were in over your head and that you might actually drown? If you raised your hand, don't worry. I've been there too, and I know how terrifying and overwhelming it can feel. But the good news is that no matter what you're facing right now, you don't have to go through it alone. Because just like the disciples in today's gospel reading, we have Jesus with us, even if it doesn't feel like it. In today's gospel reading from Mark, we hear that Jesus was in a boat with his disciples when suddenly a violent storm came over them. The disciples were terrified and they cried out to Jesus for help. But he was sound asleep. You can imagine their terror. They're in the middle of the sea, the waves are crashing around them, the wind is screaming, and their boat is being tossed about like a little leaf in a hurricane. And their teacher, their friend, their Lord, is asleep. But Peter, one of the disciples, wasn't just any ordinary guy. He was a fisherman. He knew the dangers of the sea, and he probably thought they were doomed. But then something amazing happened. In their moment of greatest need, Peter and the other disciples did something very important. They went and woke up Jesus. And when Jesus woke up, he didn't scold them for waking him. He didn't tell them to go back to sleep. He didn't even ask them why they woke him. He just got up and he rebuked the winds and the sea, and it immediately became calm. And then Jesus turned to his disciples and he said, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And that's when the disciples realized that they didn't have to be afraid because Jesus was with them. No matter what they faced, as long as they had Jesus, they would be okay. The disciples were filled with awe at Jesus' authority over nature, and we should be too. No matter what kind of storm you're facing right now, whether it's a storm in your personal life, a storm in your family, a storm in your work, or your finances, or your health, remember that Jesus is with you. You don't have to go through it alone. So, like the disciples, go to him right now and wake him up. Call on his name and ask for his help. And he will come to you and bring you peace. You are not alone. Jesus is with you.